Good afternoon. Today I would like to share some latest information about the so-called ICSI. ICSI standing for intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI. And this is a procedure which using a micromanipulation technique to insert a single sperm directly inside the center of an egg to create fertilization of egg in a situation where the sperm quality is poor. That natural process will not have the sperm to get it into the egg to get egg fertilized. So that means certain patients need help with this technique, but not every patient. So today the subject is about really is this process, which is not a natural process of fertilization, is really safe to the baby, and if this procedure is overused without proper indications. So there are many studies. Once in a while say ICSI have no negative impact on the embryos and the offspring. Once in a while you will see the study say maybe, and once in a while you will see the article saying we are overusing the technique. Once in a while we'll say we're doing fine. So you will see this kind of controversial surrounding the ICSI. From very first day ICSI technique was applied in early 1990s. One of the center of conversation from a British newspaper recently is saying that this technique is overused and maybe not very safe. So that draw a major attention among our patients. Also, of course, among our professional world. So here is our opinion and explanation. First of all, this technique is definitely not suitable for every single patient and not necessary for every single patient, because as I said, the whole technique was invented for the patient who have sperm quality issues. However, there's a gray zone that sperm quality is good, sperm quality is poor, but there's always in an inconclusive area that sperm may be able to fertilize eggs, may not. Now, the egg have very clear timeline. Once the egg released from ovary or retrieved from the ovary by needles through in vitro fertilization process, they usually need to be fertilized and at a certain time. If the egg is not fertilized, they will be aged, and then you will not be able to produce normal embryos. That's why I have to make a very clear judgment whether this egg needs to be fertilized with ICSI or natural insemination. Now, in any situation when the answer is not sure, then we're always going to choose to fertilize the egg by ICSI. Because as I said, if you made the wrong decision without doing ICSI, while this egg needs to be fertilized with the ICSI, then you're going to miss a timeline. So in that, I think is a historical reason, and it's going to be always the case, that looking back, we always have more patients had ICSI done than actually needed, because you cannot predict for sure among 30% of the population. So you have to ICSI because you don't want to take a chance with not doing ICSI and then later find out the egg not fertile. At that time, if you want to do ICSI, it will be too late. So next question is that, is ICSI really safe? A lot of data show that there's no increase of any kind of abnormality by ICSI technique compared with the natural insemination. While you're still going to see some study once in a while say yes, may increase the abnormality in this kind of category or in that kind of category. I think it's a patient population. What kind of patient population you work with? Now, not to mention, when the patient has a severe male factor, they may have some kind of genetic defect, which already causes them to have a high chance to have any kind of abnormality to start with. So our policy and our standing is as following. We do not think the ICSI really works in any kind of abnormality. Yes, you do see a small population, and in certain studies to show kind of increase of any kind of abnormality in the offspring. But I think it's not ICSI itself. But the specimen you deal with, when most of the specimen need ICSI, usually they may have a high risk to have any kind of not married. But even with that, the good news is, overall speaking, in any circumstances, the malformation of the baby is less than 1 out of 1,000. So I think it's pretty acceptable. There's also some voice that so why we are doing overdue, and so if we are sure if the ICSI is always going to be better than regular examination. Now, from a medical point of view, I think we have to make the best judgment, because ICSI is definitely not suitable for everybody, and some egg probably just don't tolerate ICSI very well. They probably should do better with the natural examination. So it's very important to really make our best judgment. While we know we're always going to overtreat the patient with ICSI, but yes, we need to perform diligent analysis to make sure only perform the ICSI in the patient when they need it. Thank you.